Thank you very much. Let me, first of all, thank my dear friend, the Mayor of Copenhagen, Mayor Kabell, who's here with us today. We just had a great meeting, along with City Manager DePasquale from Cambridge. And I also want to thank and welcome City Councilor Nisa Savi George, who's with us today. We had a nice conversation about the environment in our office before this meeting, and talking about the collaborations that need to happen. And this collaboration that teams up two sister cities, if you will, Cambridge and Boston, that join each other along with Copenhagen, really shows about the importance of international collaboration that needs to happen here when it comes to the environment. Cities already know that the power of international partnerships. We've spent a lot of time, in my time as mayor in 3.5 years here, building those relationships up with mayors from around the world. It's not just mayors from the United States that we can share best practices and share ideas with. It's actually looking at other cities around the world, and that's something that's really important. Yesterday, well, first of all, Chief Blackman had the chance to go and visit Northern Europe to learn how Copenhagen and other coastal cities are preparing for storms and floods. And that dialogue that the Chief had, and Chief Blackman's here with us today, is really important for us today and front and center, particularly when we're seeing what happened in Houston, what's happening in Florida, what's happened in Puerto Rico and the islands, on how we prepare for moving forward. And yesterday we made an announcement at the Chamber of Commerce that we're actually looking to build a park in the 4-point channel area of our city to combat rising sea tide. So it's right in line of what we're doing. So I look forward to working more closely with my colleagues and our colleagues around the country. And also we talked yesterday about having an international forum here, an international conversation on the climate, which we announced yesterday as well. So I'm excited about today. I'm excited about looking forward to sharing best practices, initiatives, and I'm also excited about the collaboration between Copenhagen, Cambridge, and the City of Boston. So with that, I want to thank you, and I'm going to turn the floor over to my dear friend, City Manager from Cambridge.
Thank you. So the City of Cambridge is looking forward to the collaboration with the City of Boston and Copenhagen to combat climate change. I want to thank Mayor Walsh and Mayor Kabell for their leadership in this area. All three cities face similar challenges, especially as we seek to preserve the unique history of our cities while making our buildings energy efficient and climate resilient. The exchange of ideas, best practices, and innovation strategies that will come from this collaboration will enable us to promote environmental sustainability on a local and international level. Specifically, our collaboration will focus on ways to mitigate climate change and reduce energy consumption. We will look forward to working together to establish best practices for expanding district energy, promoting low-carbon energy productions, and expanding resources for bicycle and walking. Our cities have been long at the forefront at addressing climate change, and Cambridge is looking forward to working closely with our partners from Boston and Copenhagen on these matters. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Today is for Copenhagen a really good day. We are proud and honored, I'll say, to establish this collaboration with Cambridge and the City of Boston on matters that are so deep and so really heartfelt for all of us. Climate change is real and is something that we need to face in each of our cities. And whereas we, of course, may have different challenges, but most of them actually has to do with water, has to do with rising sea levels, where Copenhagen is facing huge challenges in the future. We also see much more rain from above. And although Copenhagen does not face those huge challenges that we have seen here in the US, with Houston and Florida, there are some pretty grave challenges to Copenhagen as well. And the cooperation between our cities in facing these challenges and finding out how do we actually overcome them is so important to Copenhagen, and is something where this kind of collaboration that we are undertaking today is highly appreciated in Copenhagen. We know that the three progressive cities that are here really can help each other and can be part of also moving the international community of cities forward in working towards better cities, better future for all our cities. So This was great pleasure that I'm here today.
Thank you. What we're going to do now is sign the MOU, and then we'll, if any questions, I know there's some press outlets here, if you have any questions on the topic of this, and then if not, we can talk about other issues in a few minutes. So we'll sign these documents. Thank you, sir. We signed the other pages inside the other room. So. Any questions on this topic? All right. Yes.
Kind of a question off topic, Mr. Mayor. You were named in a lawsuit today about Kaiser's death.
Yeah.
And it was mentioned there was negligence and gross negligence. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, the situation in that case is a horrible case, sad case. Probably one of the saddest days I had as mayor of the city of Boston. You know, I'm not really going to comment much on the lawsuit other than the fact that, you know, the pain that the family's still going through. My heart goes out to them. I went to the 1-year anniversary. I was invited to the 1-year anniversary, and I went to the anniversary of his death. Sad day. I mean, you know, that's the family's right. If they want to sue, they can. They are, and it's fine. If we can work something out, we will. But my heart goes out to the family.
Time for one more question.
On the girl who got hit by a foul ball at Yankee Stadium last night, I know Fenway put up barriers from dugout to dugout last year along with all the other major league stadiums, but with another serious injury like that, should the stadium consider putting barriers all the way to the foul lines? No,
I mean, I think at some point, you know, when you're at these games, unfortunately, I didn't see the incident last night, but you have to be alert, unfortunately, at these games, or fortunately at these games. You know, same it can be said in a hockey rink with pucks. You know, there's netting behind the net. There's not netting on the side of the rink. So it's you know, you have to be kind of alert. I didn't see enough of the case last night to notify. If they could do it, but I'm not sure if they can. Again, I'd have to do more research on it.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, and thanks everyone for coming today. You know, this is important stuff. I think as we move forward here in the future here of not just Massachusetts, but the world. You know, United States, we joined the C40. We were one of the last countries to get in. We pulled out of the C40. 2 other countries are not part of the C40. One of them, Nicaragua, feels that we're not going far. They didn't go far enough. So we really have to, I think it's up to us now in cities and towns, particularly on this side of the ocean, to really focus on how do we collaborate with other cities and towns around the world to deal with the issues of climate change and global warming. There was an interesting piece on last night, I don't know if you saw it on CNN. A scientist was talking about Harvey and Marie and all the hurricanes coming, saying that, you know, these might not be a result of climate change, but we know there are other impacts of climate change. And I think that's something that we have to watch out for. And I think in Boston, we really have the unique opportunity, along with Cambridge, by the way, to protect our shoreline. And I think it's something that we have to do as we move forward here. So we look forward to working with you, Mayor, and seeing how we can collaborate more closely. And again, thank you everyone for coming.